Peace and blessings, collective. This is, I've been sitting with this. I pulled these last night, and there, this is a message for your internal brawler, because you are probably not an outwardly violent person. Like that's just not, your default. You might even be someone who struggles with honking their horn. Like, you probably should be honking it, but you're not. And maybe you are a horn honker, and maybe you are an external brawler. But this message is to say, because the brawler energy is lack of empathy, confrontation, and below that, let's start with the base. Actually, let's start here. So this 222 energy, the energy of divine support, connection, relationships. Even for me, this number also is symbolic of my, it is confirmation to me of a message from my ancestors, like that may resonate for some of you. Solar plexus energy and worthy coming out together. Your solar plexus is your confidence center. Like that is where your light shines from, and having a strong solar plexus is a very important part of being able to embody your purpose, but really having all of your chakras opened and aligned and functioning as intended, like giving them their focus and making sure that you are embodying their energies, because there is different energies at each level. But the solar plexus specifically deals with self-confidence and self-worth. And with that, observe your thoughts. If you are thinking about yourself in a self-deprecating or negative way, that you are closing, calcifying, breaking down your light. Like you are turning off the light switch because you don't even see your own light. Now, you're only turning off the light for yourself. You're turning off the light on the inside. You're still shining on the outside because everybody else still sees the massive light that you are, the help that you are, the relief that you are, the joy that you are. But you're turning the light off for the one who needs it the most, and that's you. You need your light equally, if not more, than the people in your life need your light. And honestly, it is more, because if you do not have your light, you're being drained, which means even if you are a light to other people, you still aren't even functioning at your full capacity because you have not recharged your own batteries. And that's where that energy of surrender comes in. Surrender to knowing that you are this light, this high energy being, but surrender to it in a way of knowing that you need to nurture that. Like, you were given these gifts for a reason. Do not put them on the back burner, or you have to know that you're worthy of this gift, because you wouldn't have it if you weren't. Like, it's your gift. You have no choice but to be worthy because you have the gift. It's yours. Therefore, you are worthy of it. And a lot of times, because you have this gift of strength, which comes out in the dancer here with self-expression and strength. The brawler was lack of empathy and confrontation, and we have the dancer here with self-expression and strength. And self-expression is also a solar plexus energy. And it all culminates here with don't worry, be happy. Like, first of all, that's the song. Like, if you haven't heard that song in a long time or have never heard it, go listen to it. I can't remember the artist, but it's literally called Don't Worry. Here's a little song I wrote. Might want to sing it note for note. Don't worry. That was very off key, but that's the song. Be happy. Landlord said your rent is late. He might have to litigate. Don't worry. Be happy. But yes, and if the landlord said your rent is late and he might have to litigate, ask for help. Look. But then these cards were sitting here like this, and they just landed so naturally because the brawler is lack of empathy and confrontation. And that's where you need to observe your thoughts, because you are having if you are not shining your light inside for yourself, then you are building resentment for the people outside of you who are enjoying your light with peace and ease and not thinking twice about it, while you're in here having all of these thoughts of self-doubt and worry. Don't worry, be happy. And it's completely unnecessary. Like this, and you, but realistically though, the energies that you're feeling, this lack of empathy or confrontation towards, in some cases, it's warranted, because they are not having empathy for you. They are simply sucking every drop of delicious energy they can get from you and leaving you to deal with the aftermath. And they may not even realize it, but it doesn't matter if they realize it or not. It's happening. And it's up to you to use your awareness and your discernment to decide, is this something that needs to be confronted? And as a natural empath, having a lack of empathy is an intentional thing. Like, if you are truly an empath and you feel things on a deep level, you have to choose to have a lack of empathy. And sometimes that is a choice you need to make. Because when we get here to this solar plexus surrender energy with the dancer and self-expression, with self-expression and strength, you have to have the strength to stand up for yourself, to step away from energies that are forcing you to choose to lack empathy, because you don't even want to be in a situation where you have to decide to not be empathic or be empathetic. You have, like, when you're in situations where you have to turn off, and not even situations, in relationships, because this is close to home. Like, this is connections. This is people that you're intentionally spending time with, but all the while building resentment. And you may not even be realizing that you're building this resentment, but you know that you're not benefiting from your own energy, but like on an inner knowing level, but also on this inner knowing level, you know that they are benefiting immensely from getting to share in your energy. And I use share loosely because they don't want to share. They don't even want to share your energy with you. Like, they want your energy for themselves, be that in the way of having you and keeping you in their lives, or in draining you of all of your energy until you are no longer of use to them. And that's when we get over to this self-worth and ask for help with the merchant, with self-worth and trade. And there's scales on this card. The energy exchange has to come into balance. If you are in an imbalanced energy exchange, that means that this trade may not be worth it. This is not a fair trade. And you have every right to walk away from an offer that is not aligned with your worth. You do not have to take less than your worth or less than you deserve, because you have to stand in the knowing that if you, like, your energy and what you have to offer has an equal and opposite force that will balance out naturally. And that opportunity is available to you if you are able to turn from the opportunities that are not meant for you, but are offered to you. Just because something is offered to you does not mean you have to take it. If somebody offers you a bag of dog stuff, are you going to take it? Do you want that? Maybe you compost. Maybe you do want it. Who knows? There's a time and a place for everything. But I know I don't want a bag of dog shit. Sorry, not sorry. But yeah, and then this infinite energy, because there's an infinity sign in the ribbons here that are in the hands of the dancer. Your self-expression, you being yourself, is the reason you don't have to worry. You get to be happy solely off of being yourself, off of expressing yourself in the most authentic way possible. Your gifts are going to make room for you. As the merchant with self-worth and trade, you are a merchant, but you may not be selling physical wares. You are making the offering of self, and you are energetically trading with those around you. When you are in community with like-minded people, with like-minded creatives, with like-minded business people, with like-minded, like, love connections, The trade happens naturally and it's even. There's no force, there's no negotiation. It just is. There may be confrontation, but that confrontation is not necessarily to fight. That is to gain clarity, because you might have the same intentions, but they are being expressed in a way that that is misaligned. Like, you both might have the goal of wanting a clean house, but you're in a relationship with someone who always started cleaning by wiping down the counters, but you always started the process of cleaning by picking up everything on the floor. Now you're upset because they're not starting the way you think they should start, but really what needs to happen is, because you both started in different places, you now get to meet in the middle. Those conversations, those confrontations, because confrontation does not always have to be a bad thing. To confront something simply means to address it directly. You need to do that. Address directly matters of misalignment, because in these relationships that you're calling in, that the energy is going to be balanced, and there's not going to be any fear around expressing yourself. You will be able to express yourself freely, and that also means expressing the things that you might not like. I'm gonna shuffle a little tarot real quick, just to get final messages in regards to this energy. But truly, there is nothing to worry about as long as you are able to recognize this message times 10. All right. King of Cups. Literally, you are a master of your own. This is that internal light. You're going inside to turn on the light. You are the master of your own emotions. You are the master of self. You get to decide who has access to you. You get to decide who gets to bask in this golden aura. If you can see the what appears to be the sun shining from behind him, but you can't see the sun. You just see the light emanating from his energy, because that is you. And at the bottom of the deck, we're seeing the Tower. This is honestly, this month of December is a Tower moment in so many ways, but don't worry. There is nothing to worry about with this Tower. And I love this Tower card so much because the imagery is so cute and warm, even though it's kind of a tragic scene. It's a lightning bolt hitting a tree, and the woodland creatures looking up at the tree like, wow, okay, that was my home. But as this tree is falling, acorns are landing on the ground. Every tree produces the ability to create hundreds of new trees. Are you going to leave your forest because you lost a singular tree, but now have the prospect to grow hundreds more? You have to turn inward to see that you have everything that you need within you. Everything you need to sustain, to continue, to expand, to grow, to multiply is already within you. There is nothing that you need to do to be worthy of having an expansive and abundant existence. There is nothing you need to, like, it's the being. Be the embodiment. Don't worry. Be happy. Be that peace for yourself. Like, grounding yourself in a peaceful energy it can only be of service to you. There is nothing that, like, being able to be rooted in peace has no downsides. There is no drawbacks to being happy, to being peaceful, to being at ease. And you have to remove any thought patterns that lead you to start questioning when you feel happy. Don't question it, acknowledge it, and notice what's around you that is contributing to it, so that you know what to look for, what to keep around you, what to release. You need, like, pay attention to these things. Which this is air. There has been a lot of air energy, even though cups is water. I have been like the element of air, like maybe you might need to burn some incense, you know. Um, and along this line of like being at peace and having that peaceful energy. And this is an affirmation deck, and that's what came to me just now, was like the idea of having consistent affirmations that you say to yourself. Because I know even for me, in the last like week or so, and really it was like within the last 2 days, when I found myself in like an energetic deficit, essentially, I would say my affirmations that I have been saying consistently for the last, like, I don't know, couple of months, to be honest. Like, I have been very consistent with my affirmations recently, and I see the difference. And the difference really made itself clear when I actually was in that energetic deficit and I still continued to say it. It was like, wow, I really mean that. Like, I'm not just saying that because I'm down right now. I'm saying that because I believe it and I stand in it and I mean it. And I like, this is normal for me. This is not something I'm just doing in hopes that it will make me feel better in the moment. I'm doing it because I know that it's true and that these things are real for me. And like the way that my entire like brain chemistry reprocessed everything that I was thinking, because I was in a moment of deep like it was so brief. It may have lasted like 2 or 3 minutes where I really was like, I guess what the term would be is crashing out. I don't be on social media for real, so like I think that's what crashing out is like spiraling essentially, or like, like a mental spiral. I was in like a 3 minute time frame of that and like immediately stepped into my affirmations and it disappeared. Like immediately the spiral ended and I was back at my plateau of peace. Like I was back at the energy that I have grounded myself into. I was back at homeostasis and I know where that is for me because I've curated it for myself. But we did get an affirmation here. 25, sacred human. You are an incomparable, ever-changing, beautiful expression of divine love. Literally, like there's nobody like you. You are the only you that there is. And that means that those who get a taste of your energy, who get to experience you, may get attached because there's nobody else like you. But you get to discern who has access to you. Just because someone has decided that they want to attach themselves to you does not mean that they get to. That is an offer that they're making, and you have the right to decline if it is not aligned, if it does not bring you into balance, if it does not bring you peace, joy, and ease. If it is not a hell yes, it is a no. Like if you are not certain that this is the right choice for you, because in this season, the yeses for you are going to be clear. The yeses for you are clear. If it brings you confusion, it is a no. If at any point you feel confused, it's a no. Your yeses will come with certainty. Wishing you an abundant ascension. I will see you in the next video.